Generic greetings and welcome to Construction plus Prison-Arcitect plus Alpha 13 Episode 1. So, a new Alpha, a new prison. The previous Alpha 12 prison has been finished and released because I don't like abandoning things, and we can get on with planning our new Alpha 13 prison with all of the changes that comes with it. We're still sticking with our 1 month rolling timescale, so we will be planning, building, constructing, finishing off and releasing a prison within a month, within the 1 month sort of rolling Alpha that we have going, because it keeps things fresh and it stops us encountering bugs from having to conform over to the next Alpha, etc, etc, and loads of other reasons that I've explained previously. So Alpha 13 brings in two major changes, and both of them require you to think perhaps a little bit harder than you might otherwise have done when it comes to planning your prison. Incidentally, that's what this episode is all about. Episode 1 is all about the planning, and there'll be no constructing, no bringing in prisoners, no laying foundations, etc. This is all about the planning this episode. Next episode, I will be making changes based on your feedback from the comments, and then starting construction. So during this episode, if you see anything that I may have made a mistake on, any changes you wish to suggest, etc., then post them in the comments and I will implement them for episode 2, assuming you're watching this close to release. Otherwise, I've probably already done it and it's, you know, in the future and such, and I can't do anything about it. So, Alpha 13, as I said, brings in a couple of changes, and the main change is escape tunnels. Prisoners now will dig escape tunnels to get away, which is slightly problematic because the way they do the escapes and dig the escape tunnels is like I say, problematic, because they'll dig along water mains and water pipes to actually get a faster way out, because different buildings and different objects and materials, etc., have different properties when they're trying to dig through them. So, for example, walls are a little bit harder, fences are easy to dig through, and there's a new thing called a perimeter wall, which is really hard for them to dig through, which is what I'm going to place all the way around. But the thing is that they'll dig along water pipes because it's actually really easy to dig through them. I'm guessing the game classes you just smashing into them and then crawling along them. But it means we can't have there's no point in having a water pump here, like that, because it means that if the water pipe does this, they're just going to go in here and go whee all the way along, and then they're almost escaped. They've almost ran away, because there's something called a dig map, which you can't actually see, but it's the way the game tells the AI where to go. So it will say, right, this is the closest edge, because they'll try to head towards the nearest edge and then escape. So my plan is to wall off the entire prison with a perimeter wall, which is this thing here. It says it costs 200, but it actually costs 150. I think that's a bit of a bug. Alpha game is alpha. And yes, wall it all off, because then the prisoners actually always try to go around the perimeter wall if possible. So if I wall the whole thing off in perimeter wall, they're not going to be able to get out. There's just one slight problem. Perimeter wall is very expensive, and it would cost more than the 10 grand or 80 odd grand that I can get from my grants to actually wall it off. So this wall will originally be probably just a fence, and then I'll move on to getting perimeter walls as we go through the alpha. As we normally do, I'll be building it and then bringing a couple of prisoners in, alpha testing it, getting it, you know, making changes based on your feedback as well as what I see from the prisoners, and then we'll get onto a more complete product later on. So the plan is to have a perimeter wall all the way around, and eventually have a perimeter wall all the way around. I am going to just find the center of this small map. I'm sticking with small maps because it's something we can actually complete within a month without having to rush. That should be in the center. That should be 39. Let me just check down here. It is 39. So that's the center. I'm then going to do that and then cut out the middle bit, because that's now a double. This is going to be like a double walkway, so to speak. I'm going for a similar design to my previous prison, the Alpha 12 prison, by having a sort of central amenities and central kitchen, everything centralized, and then the prison blocks on the outside, but not to a greater great extent of the previous one, because the previous one I had cell blocks like that, which in this is extremely dangerous, because if there's a cell block here, hang on, like that, and that's where the toilet is, they can just go dig, they've escaped. So, not something I want to do with this one, so I'm going to have sort of amenities in the centre here, and our cooking area, our workshop close to the entrance this time, and that sort of thing, and then have sort of prison cell blocks like that, and then things like shower, common room, infirmary, around like that. I think that is the plan. But as I haven't actually tested this, and this is what you see is what you get here, this is me designing it from scratch right now with no pre-planning at all. So, you know, that could change in like 10 minutes or so. So anyway, let's work out the deliveries. Maybe maybe a bit smaller than that. This is where I'm going to put the deliveries. I think about that might suffice if I cut that off, because the wall's going to have to go around. The reason I've left a gap all the way around like that is because the perimeter wall, when you place it, actually places concrete on that side and that side. Now, I'm pretty sure you can build over it anyway, but just for more aesthetic purposes, I'm going to leave a gap all the way around. So if that's, say, deliveries, does it need to be that big? It could be. I could probably be a little bit small if that's deliveries there. I don't know. Would that do? Maybe a bit small. Now, let's stick with what I had previously. So, if this is the perimeter wall around there, and then we're going to go do the same thing. Is that 8? Yeah, that'll be 8. So, it'll be 8, like that, and then down to there. Cut that out, and then that's done. In fact, I can probably go to rooms, get rid of that, and then go to garbage. Put the garbage down the bottom, because historically it's been a bit buggy if you put it up the top. Sometimes it would pick up the garbage here, and then dump it off at the deliveries there. Not ideal, you understand. Let me just unpause that so it doesn't shout at me. There we go. So there's deliveries and garbage, and we might as well cut that off there, and then we'll have an entrance here. Then what I want is my workshop area around here, because in the previous one I put it right at the back, and it was a massive pain. Although it did work, and I got enough money to complete the prison in time and such, it's caused me a massive headache, because the workers had to travel from all the way this side of the prison to the other side, and that was obviously inconvenient, because they had to move left and right constantly, having to go through several doors, etc. So it was a big pain, and something I want to avoid. So in order to do that, I'm going to put it right here. But if I'm going to put it right here, I'm not going to be able to have a walkway going through it. So perhaps if I just spur the walkways off either side. In fact, what am I talking about walkways? I haven't got them built yet. That's going to be them there. I have to keep remembering that this is a perimeter wall. So if this is the walkway down here, something like that for now. There we go. And then we'll have workshop here. Then I'll do my age-old trick of having like a bit of a storage here. I don't need it that big. I just need it that big. Something like that would do as nicely. Storage. Now, how big do I need to make the workshop? Well, it needs to be at least 7, like that, and then along there, because I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, that'll be saw, 1, 2, 3, that'll be press, and then if I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's where the wall finishes off there. So we have that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that'll be 10 workshop saws, 10 workshop presses in that room. It should be big enough to actually be able to do what I need it to do. I'll make it 7 and then along. So that should be 7 on the inside, which it is, and then probably 19. 19 on that side. Yes, fantastic. And then we can do that and cut that out and put that there. So we have an inner an inner workshop here, which I'll just be putting tables like that. That's all I'll be doing in this one. Tables in there, and then we'll have workshop there, so we can have a maximum of 40 working. The prison capacity, I'm going for about 80, but I don't know exactly how many I'll fit in, because I still haven't, worked the design out. As you see, what you see is what you get on this one. Let's bring the paths along like so, and cut them out there. And bring it along like this. I'm very aware that what I'm trying to do is make something that's a little bit different from what I've made previously, but the problem with that is I've done over 100 Prison-Arcitect videos now, so the actual designs that I've done, I'm pretty much getting to the end of them without starting to go into the realm of esoteric and weird ones where we make like a castle or something like that, which, although is interesting, is not something that I could probably pull off, and not something that is sort of fitting for the game, really. So I'm trying to keep it fresh, but also keep it to a standard that I know I can work with. Like I say, I'm trying to go for about 80 prisons. I don't know whether it's going to be high risk, low risk, or medium risk. We've done high risk previously, so if I have any preference at all, it's not to do high risk. Probably normal risk or low risk, but I don't know. We shall see. I'll let that up. I'll leave that up to you, as I normally do. So yeah, I'm trying to keep the design fresh, but also keep it manageable. Not exactly easy. Right. Anyway. What do I want? I want the power and the basically all the utilities, the power and the water pump, to be centralized. So we don't have a water pump here and then we don't have a water pump there and then have the water pipe going up like that, which we can tunnel from. I don't want that. So I want a water pump in the center and then power up in the top and bottom. So if I drag that along like that, like so, just for now, what if a power is, for example, that, we can have that as an absolute minimum, because we've got the power there, and then we've got all the way around, we've got our we've got our capacitors, which that should do. That should be fine. I'm happy with that. So we can drag that down and go for that. Yeah, that's about right. So we have 1 power, 2 power. That's about right. And then in here we can have a water pump there and have this rest as storage, really, because we don't need a big storage area, and I like it being there because then we've got storage right next to this. That seems about right. We're right next to storage. What if we put our kitchen, in fact? That might be a good idea, mightn't it? Kitchen will be, how wide would it be? We don't need it very wide. 1, 2, 3 perhaps for, that's our... Well, that'll be where our sinks go at the back there. So I always like to put them back. Then a freezer line, and then a cooker line, which means that is how big it needs to be. No bigger than that. That'll do me nicely. And now we need to put in our canteen. How big am I going to make this? Say if we have an entrance there. And actually, no, we'll put that back. Well, what if we put 5? That's one dining. That's 1 serving table. That's 2 serving tables. That's 3. Then that's 4. Sadly, if I do that, we will not be able to have any doors going into this place. So I can't put them there. And I could put 1 there, 1 there, door there, and then 1 there. And 1. No, that's not going to fit. Okay, let's do it a different way. Let's block that off. Open the doors up here, and have maybe 1 there. Maybe an entrance there, like so, and then put 1 like there. There we go, and then make it that size, so we can have 5, and then an entrance there, big entrance, and then another 5. Oh, hang on, another 5, something like that. Yeah, that'll work. That'll be serving tables on either side, and then we can have benches, tables, and benches like that, which will be a 3x4, and then we can have another 3x4 there, and then another 3x4 there, and then another 3x4 there, something like that. And then we can probably have another, hang on, let me just work this out, 3x4 and then 3x4, which means we can have 3, 6, 9, 12 sets of benches and tables. So that'll be fine. That's our canteen sorted, I think. Not bad. So that's our canteen, that's our kitchen, workshop-ish, but it's more storage than anything else. There are entrances there. This is the pathway going all the way around to something, maybe solitary or something else here. Let's put the cell blocks in, shall we? So cell blocks. How am I going to do this? Perhaps drag them down like so. Hang on, cancel that off. Maybe something like that. If I measure off from here, how big can I have them? How big do I want them? Moreover, I want them a fair distance from this wall. That's 9, and that is 9 there. Something like that. That's about right, maybe. Depends how many I can fit in. If I do something like that... actually, that seems a bit of a waste. I might as well do that. Yeah, that's a bit better. There we go. And then we're straight off from this wall, and then we can maybe open that up there for a little bit, and then cancel that off, and then go like, I don't know, like along there. And then have something like that. That seems to work. There we go. Let's start with this and just see where we get with it. So we go down. So that's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, let's keep working along. Like I say, I don't know how many prisoners I'm going to get. About 80, maybe. 80 is a nice manageable number, especially for a small map. Although, as we've seen in the previous alphas, my computer tends to slow down a bit, even though it's not a slouch, but whatever. Alpha game is alpha. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. What if I go for 20? If I go for 20? Something like that. Oh, I should have put that wall back in. So, what was it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And if I have another one of them on this side, then another one up top and bottom, then that is 80. Let me just quickly knock that up and see what we get. So, let's see. Put this all in. Actually, these will be slightly different because they're going to be that way instead, because of the sort of mirror of that side. There we go. One thing with Alpha 13, which not a lot of people may or may not know, is that now you have to wall in your cell blocks. So gone are the days where you can have like a big room like that and then designate that as cell, that as cell, that as cell, etc. You have to have them all walled in individually like this. Yeah, your cells, not cell blocks, sorry, your cells. So it's something I'm going to have to do from day one and actually put doors on them and such. Don't know how I feel about that. I guess it works. I guess it's how cells are supposed to be, because otherwise you were just making like holding cells, I guess. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and finally, oh, cancel that, and finally 20. I'm really sloppy today, I apologise. See what I mean. There we go, cancel that off. So, 2 cell blocks. That seems to work, for me anyway. Something like that. So we got 1 cell block, 2 cell block, then we're going to have the same up here. In fact, do I put it in now? Yeah, I guess I am going to put it in now. Let me go and go up like so. And go inwards like that. And actually, where's the entrance to this? It's about there. I don't know whether all these are going to be indoors. I'm guessing all of this, all around here, is going to be one big building. Which sort of makes sense. It makes sense for security, and then all of this is going to be yard, which is a bit of a problem because the first thing they're going to do is tunnel straight out and go along, and then outside here, which is a bit of a problem. So I might put buildings around, but we'll see. We'll see about that. In fact, what I was going to do, the plan was originally to have. I could even just perimeter wall that off there, and then have my a couple of buildings out here for my things like. Staff. That might be an option, actually. That might be an option, although it's very close to this. Very, very close. I'll think about that in a moment. Let me put this cell block in, and then I'll think about that when I have to. That's a future me problem, and future me is a bit of a sucker because he has to do all the jobs. Current me just, passes it off to future me. So let's put all these in, like so, and then we will get to the end, and there we go. And then we'll do the same up here. So I don't know where that wall's supposed to go. I just randomly put it in. There we go. It's there. That's where the wall's supposed to go. No, it's not. It's supposed to go there. There we go. And cancel that off. And then keep going. Oh, good grief! It's either me or the mouse being very, very sloppy today. I'm going to. A bad workman blames his tools, so I'm just going to blame myself. It's me being sloppy here, and I apologise. Let me see if I can get these all done. And there we go, there's that done. And we'll do the same along here, I guess. So it's that, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we'll keep going and drag these along and put in that. So this will be in max. This will be 80. Oh, that's a bit too big. This will be 80 overall. This will be 80 prisoners, which is what I've set out. What I said right at the start, actually. So. I'm already par for the course with that. Perfect. Not a bad job. A couple more, I reckon. I'm just looking down the bottom one. That's about right, isn't it? No, because I've messed that one up. And although you'll have seen it and will have been shouting at the screen, I cannot hear you. Alright, let me just redo this. I was going to say, hang on. That's a bit of a... That's problematic. That's one too far, that. So, there we go. If I drag that down, it should be... Yep, that's perfect. Cancel that off, and then finally we will do this one here. So we'll pull it down and like that, and then we can go and put these in. It's actually probably easier to do it this way, like that. Drag the walls up for each individual cell, and then do that. Yes, it's far faster, isn't it? Yes, there we go. Not bad. Today's beverage is water. So that's that done. Now what do I need to do, actually? Let me put the doors on. Imagine this door. In fact, no, we'll cut it off. Imagine there were separate doors and such. Now, I don't know whether the game's going to class that as a separate cell block or that as a separate cell block. What I might do even is have this is just open area. Have this is just sort of free, like outside. Have that bit as outside. That might be a good idea. Have that as outside and that as outside, because then it will definitely class these as separate cell blocks. That sort of works for me, I think. I think that works for me. Yes, it does. Maybe. Anyway, showers. I need a shower. So, I think the best place to put it is right here. So, we're going to have a shower. What? Well, if we have, say, if a path was going to run down like that, a double path. Let me just roughly work it out. If that's a double path, then the entrance would be there. There we go. That's fine with me. And then we'll go along, down, and then something like that. Although we'll measure it equal distance from either side, which will be... We'll measure it 10 from either side, I think. And then we'll cancel... Oh, no. Cancel that off, because we're going to have a gap, as I always do for some reason, a gap of 1 all the way around this outside building, which will be about that. So, there we go. Is that 10? That is 10. And this one isn't 10. It's not 10. Now it's 10. Which means when we go in... We can have... We'll do that. No, we'll not do that. We'll just do it like that. Then we can have all the way along there, all the way along there, and then you can also have them centralized. You don't have to actually have them like plonked on a wall. You can have them just like that. So that seems about right to me. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. That, for some reason, that looks closer to that wall than this one does. And if that's the case, I'm going to probably scream. How far is this? That's 4, isn't it? So that's 4. So that's 4 off here. Like so, and then we can go there. There we go, and we'll have our entrance, and then it'll be 9, then down, and then along, and then 9, and then down, because that'll now equal 2 long. That should be 10 now, that's 10, that should be 10. Yes, it is, because I've missed out 1 block. There we go, that is fine. So, showers, cell blocks, canteen, kitchen, power, water and storage, garbage, deliveries, workshop-ish. What have I missed out? So, visitation. Yep, haven't got visitation. Solitary. Haven't got solitary. Haven't got common room. Oh god, there's loads of stuff I've missed out. Haven't got common room and haven't got security. Haven't got infirmary. There's so much stuff I've missed out. Right, okay. How about if I cut that off there? Have this going out to a separate building that goes along. Maybe if I just block that off and have a separate building that goes along here. That's far too small. That is far too small. What if I put that in like that? Come down like so. Go up and then along. Then up. No, hang on. I'm going to try something. Cancel that off. And then go up. And then this is now a separate building. Right, okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Hang on, now we're making a bit more sense. Cut that off there and go along. And then up here. And then join that up with that there. And that, this being a big foundation, also resolves the issue of them trying to tunnel straight the way out this side. It doesn't resolve the issue, however, of me having the staff rooms, so, you know, the warden and such, right near the entrance here, which means they're going to have to be back here, which is a bit problematic. Oh well, at least we're doing something different this time. So, we can have this as visitation, and this as something that I haven't yet decided. Visitation tables are... How big are visitation tables? I think they are 2x3. So, if that was the case, it would fit in there perfectly. Oh, genius. Okay, visitation. And... solitary, maybe? Solitary? Would that be solitary? That could work out as solitary, couldn't it? Like that? That could be solitary. You know what? I think that's going to be our solitary area. Unless I can figure of something else to put there. Let me just look at my rooms. What else have I missed out? Canteen, I might as well... I can't designate that as canteen. Damn it! I wish the planet tool was more expanded so we can have, like, 4 canteen designation and things like that. That would be quite good. 4-room designation would be fantastic. That's all execution. No, we're not going to have an execution room because it doesn't do anything. Right, actually, let me cancel off a bit of deliveries and garbage. Cancel that there, because the wall's now moved in 1. It doesn't really matter that it's much smaller. That's fine. So, storage, I might as well designate that as storage. Yeah, that's storage. That's fine. That can work as storage. So, cell we've got. Holding cell we haven't got. Solitary we have-ish got over here for now. Canteen we've got. Kitchen we've got. Shower we've got. We've got two of them. These are them here. In fact, you know what? I might as well designate that there, just to remind myself that that is indeed shower. Like that. That's shower. Solitary. Can we designate that? We can designate that as solitary. Put that in there roughly. We can. Oh, we haven't got a yard. That's something we haven't got. Storage is there. Workshop we can't designate. Cells. These are all cells. To assign guards to patrols, click on the existing patrol square. Oh yeah, Alpha Game is Alpha, by the way, and that's a bug. Technically, this is Alpha 13B, because Alpha 13 broke the game entirely. It, as far as I'm aware, and I must confess, I did play for about a couple of hours and never experienced this bug, but as far as I'm aware, the pathfinding was fundamentally broken for whatever reason, and it would just slow down to a halt. The game would grind to a halt where prisoners wouldn't move anymore, workers decided to just stop moving, etc. Laundry wouldn't work, till eventually it all kicked off, and I don't know whether that's due to where guards worked or the changes to... the way you assign guards to patrol routes, but anyway, they had to hotfix it, which I'm glad they did, which is fantastic. Anyway, we have got deliveries, we've got garbage, haven't got execution, we're not going to have it. Yard, we haven't got. Storage, we've got. Workshop, we know where that's going to be. Security, you don't need to, when I say security, you don't need, I'm going to have actual security personnel, but the room of security is pointless. It doesn't do anything. It says locked, you require CCTV, although CCTV cameras and monitors do not need to be in a security room, which is a bit strange. Office, I need to have that. Infirmary and morgue, I need that. Common room, I need, oh yeah, common room, I need to put that in. Visitation, I've got here. We'll class that as visitation, which I can place. Visitation, I'm not too sure about that solitary there. I want it more centralised. Right. Let's think of a yard. How about yard is here? About right, isn't it? Yard there. I think that'll do. Can't see why that wouldn't do, so perhaps that is a yard. I don't know why we have these walls here, however. I mean, we could just do that and have sort of the entrances here and have all that is yard. Oh no, but I like the idea of paths going along there. Yeah, we could have that as yard. That seems fair to me. Let's have this as common room, and we will do the same down the bottom here. Bit big, I realise that, but I don't necessarily mind that it's that big. That seems all right. Actually, we could designate that as yard. That would be better, and then we can put other things here, and then we have 2 yards closer to where the prisoners actually are. But anyway, this can be our common room, which we'll put an entrance in like so, which we'll have our televisions and phone booths and such. I'm not going to put phone booths in the in the cells like I did previously. That's something that I'm not going to bother with. I think this solitary area here I'm going to get rid of and have that as a holding cell. That's our temporary holding cell. I like that idea better. What have I missed out? There's something really getting on my mind. Laundry. I forgot laundry. Okay, right. Oh, and cleaning cupboard. Crap. Okay. So, this yard, guess what? It's now going. Get rid of that yard. Gone. We'll now put the yard over here. There we go. There's the yard done. And we'll do the same down the bottom here. I'm really liking this design, actually. This is something I've never done. I don't think I've done a design like this. This is looking really good so far. I'm actually very surprised how quick I'm managing to knock this up. Right, let's have our laundry and cleaning cupboards around here. And I do mean cleaning cupboards we'll have a couple of. So how big does a cleaning cupboard need to be? Rooms, I believe it's 3x3. It's 3x3, so 1, 2, 3. We could have it really small if we wanted to, although I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so we can actually have more staff assigned to it. That's not 3x3. That's about right, although the problem is that the laundry is now looking decidedly smaller than I originally envisaged, so we'll cut that off like that, then we'll open the doors like that. Laundry, cleaning cupboard. Yep, that seems about right to me, and then we'll have the path coming down, then along down here. I think that works. You know what? I'm going to be a maverick, for me anyway, and do that, because I just don't believe you actually need the gap that I normally put round the areas. You know what? I'm going to try and get out of that habit, like so, and put it like that, and then I'm just gonna have walkway all the way along there. I think that'll be better. Yeah, that'll be better, maybe. And then this will all be grass. And then behind this wall will be concrete? Yeah, that'll be concrete. Yeah, that'll be fine. That works out. That's too big. Yeah, that's better. And then we get just bigger rooms. I know it's something that I must confess, I don't get a lot of people shouting, "Oh, your design's rubbish," blah blah. Although it does happen, and I understand. You know, I'm terrible at the game, but I do enjoy it, which is the main thing, in my opinion, anyway. But I don't get a lot of people shouting, "Oh, you should have done this, you should have done this." But the main criticism for all of my prisons that I leave too much dead space. I'm totally aware of this. I know, I realise, I understand. Speaking of dead space, all this here is dead space. Because that's just going to be concrete all the way around. It's going to be a big wall, so you can forgive that one, can't you? And then we're going to have the paths going along here. That's fine. That's going to be indoors here. Although I don't necessarily need to make it indoors. Have that indoors up to here, then that is a separate room. This could be outdoors. No, I'm gonna make it outdoors. I'm gonna make it indoors even. All this indoors here. Right, indoors, and then we've got our area back here, and then we'll put another building here. Now, what is that building going to be? Well, I think it's going to be several things. It's going to be my security, it's going to be my infirmary, and it's going to be my office area. The office area will be right at the back, where people can't get stabbed. Let me go to my rooms and office and designate, is it 3? What is office? It's 4x4, but technically it doesn't need to be because you can do weird things like that. Like, technically you can do something like that, and that's a 4x4, which, you know, Alpha Games Alpha, it's not supposed to be like that. Office, 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 and... Ooh, for once... Oh, no, I was going to say for once I've done it right, but no, it's not right at all. So 4 offices. You need 6 offices, I believe. Let me have a look. Staff. 1 for the warden, 2 for the chief, 3 for the foreman, 4 for the psychologist, 5 for the accountant. 5. I need 5 offices then. So, if I go to, back to my rooms, go to, office, perhaps get rid of that for a second. Have this as a bit of a bigger office, like so. That's the warden's office. Yeah. Minimum size 4x4, and that can be 4x4. Actually, you know what? Make it a big office. Big warden's office, like that. Do we wall it off? I didn't actually plan on walling it off, but let's jump in the planning tool here. If we just wall, like so, wall, and we're going to have to go and make a. If that's an entrance, then we want another entrance there, which means I'm going to have to do that. That'll be the entrance to the warden's office. That'll be their entrances there, but then this won't work. Actually, no, 4x4, and then the main entrance is there. Does that work? So, yeah, sort of. Then we can have our morgue in that bit there. Yeah, okay, right, okay. Now we're getting there. Okay, hang on. Let me just designate that as a... not a shower, that would be terrible. Actually, if they bike in, they could then get a shower before they go to the office, but... and to wipe the bloodstains off them. So let's make that as office. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offices. That's the warden's one. Fantastic. And this will be our morgue, which means we want the infirmary right next door, which means we can have, if we do something like that, and have the infirmary entrance there, because then we're going to have 1 bed, 2 beds, 3 beds. Make it a bit wider, because then we can have 4 beds, 5 beds. Something like that. There we go. There's our infirmary. Security. Do I need security? Is that the only thing I've missed off? Security? Can't be. I must have missed something else off. Holding cells. That's... Oh no, that's a holding cell. Even though I've designated as solitary. Solitary is here. I've now decided the solitary is there and there. Okay, good. Right, okay. This is security anyway, so I can have an entrance to security. You know what? There. Job done. There you go. There's security area. I can put as many CCTV camera and monitors in there as I want. Fantastic. Right, okay. Let me go here and go Bosch. And designate that as holding cell. Holding cell? No, I mean solitary, don't I? Yes, I do. In fact, you know what? I have a better plan. Let me extend it down to there, and then open up that there, and then that's a bit better. And we can go along, and this is a really big area for... No, this is far too big, surely. There's no point in having solitary cells that big. Or is it? Because one of the features that has been brought into the game is, if I go to reports, policy. I can't actually click on it because, well, you can see you need to research prison policy. But typically when things happen, so for example, when a prison shanks another prisoner, they get some time in solitary. If someone attempts to escape, they get some time either in solitary, or I believe the general rule is that they go to their cells for, they get, not solitary, it's not classed as solitary, is it? It's called as, just, oh, I can't remember the name. Containment? No, that's not the right word. Confinement, something like that. You get put in your cell, but you don't get put in solitary. Things like murdering a prisoner, you get 4 hours in solitary, etc. However, policy allows you to alter this to however you want. So, for example, someone can if, say, for example, you find contraband on them, you can give them 8 hours solitary. That is possible. So, if you want, and I do sort of leave this up to yourself, we could have this prison really, really harsh, and have it so if you, say, for example, stab a prisoner, 12 hours solitary. If you steal something, 12 hours solitary. If you look at a person with a sort of funny gaze, 12 hours solitary, which means we're going to have massive solitary cells, which would account for these 2 massive blocks either side. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. Do I want to do that sort of prison? It would be different, at least, to something that I've done before. If this is how it's going to be, hang on. Something like that. Oh, God, this would be absolutely insane if we just did a prison like this. Like that, maybe? Just have solitary like that? I mean, I could probably make it a bit more efficient by going like that and then, you know, putting other bigger... I could probably make the solitary a bit better than that, but you understand that that's the solitary area. Do we want to do that sort of prison? We could do that sort of prison, we really could. I don't know, I'll leave that up to yourself. Post in the comments if you want to do a really harsh type prison. I'm probably leaning towards this not being a high risk prison because I've done high risk previously. I might think sort of medium, normal risk or low risk, in fact, I don't know. We shall have to see. It is looking a bit more of it is looking a bit like a high-risk prison, really, the way I've got it laid out. For some reason, it leans itself towards that, but then I do have 2 massive workshops, so that's going to cause a problem, especially when it comes to escapes, because the one big problem with that now, with workshops now, is that they generate tools, and although in the previous alpha it didn't really matter that there was tools, now tools are required for digging escape tunnels. So if they have access to tools, which they will have lots of access to in this area here, it's something that is a bit of a problem. Let me open that storage up while I remember, so the cooks can get in. But yes, it's a bit of a problem because they can go and get tools after their workday, and all of them will be equipped with tools for that night's eventful digging. So I don't know. I'm thinking medium risk or low risk, but post in the comments your suggestions, and obviously we can go from there. Assuming, you know, this is like close to release. If this is like a month's time since release date, then the decision's already been made. Unless I've died or something other unforeseeable happens, like an asteroid hits the planet, and you know you're not watching this in the first place, which means that's sort of redundant. But there's plenty of other reasons which we won't go into now because we'll get there in about a week's time if I had to list them all. Oh yeah, another comment. Apparently I ramble a bit too much. I don't know what you mean. Right, let me go to rooms and let me just check. Let me just run through everything. Cells. Yes, we have cells. Holding cell. Yeah, we have a holding cell. This is going to be our holding cell. No, it's not, because a holding cell has to be 5 by 5. That isn't 5 by 5. That is 4. That is 4 by a lot. Damn it! Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I can have one of these as holding cells, can't I? One of them could do as holding cell. Wow, that is a shame that I can't make that holding cell. 4 by 24. You would think the game would just go, I'll let you off with the 1 block since it's 24 wide. Damn it and blast. Can I move this wall closer to there? I don't know. If I put a perimeter wall there, would it allow me? I don't know. There and there. See, you can't build on the edges there. But you can build there for the perimeter wall. And the thing is, when you place a perimeter wall, it builds concrete either side of it. So I don't know whether placing it there would be a good idea, because it might glitch out there. So I'm not 100%. So I'd rather leave it, because I just don't know. Although I think what I'm going to do, because I know you can... Can you build on these? No, that's marble. Hang on. Concrete tiles, they're already concrete. Grass. So you can build on these bits here. This bit here. So, what if I... change of plan... I was going to say, what if I move this wall over one, but then that path disappears and that's where people walk? I don't know. I don't know. A bit of a problem. Sack it. Moving on. I'll think about that in a moment. Holding cell. Gloss over that. Solitary. Oh, yeah. Lots of solitary. Canteen. Yes. Kitchen. Yes. Shower. Yep. 2 of. Hang on. 1. 2. This one's even got a tree in it. Yard. 2 of. Fantastic. Which I can even designate and make a bit bigger. Like so. Yep. There we go. I'm going to have a door there, by the way, just so I can get around if need be. But I'm going to block it off, I think. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. Yard. Yes. 2 of. Let me just fix that one up. Yard, 2 of. Storage, ditto. Deliveries, Garbage, Execution, nope, not gonna have one. Workshop, 3 of. Well, 2.5 of. Security, there's a room for security. Don't know if I'm going to designate it as security, but that's going to be security. Offices, yeah, times 5, and bigger one for the warden. Infirmary, yep. Morgue, yep. Common room, 2 of. 1, 2. Visitation, oh yeah. Cleaning cupboard, 2 of. Laundry, yep. Can't think of anything else that I need in this one. No, I can't think of anything else I need in this one. This area is our spare room, or these are our spare rooms. We can have holding cell and holding cell if required, and then put solitary up here. Solitary up here would work. I mean, you could do. Actually, no, it wouldn't because it's a bit too small. But actually, no, you could have solitary like that, solitary cells like that, couldn't you? You could, yeah, you could have solitary cells like that. So I don't know. That, unfortunately, that would be perfect if I could have that as the holding cell, but I can't. This is the spare room for things that I may have missed, although I think that I've got everything. Running down all these rooms, I think I've got everything. However, the problem is that I think that now, if we have missed one thing, then we might need a spare room. So that's our spare room for things. I have everything I need around here. These 2 areas I haven't really designated as anything. Obviously, the plan is to probably have solitary at least one of them. Probably this one, because if I wanted to, I could always do that and have always taught them through security, but then that's very close to this area here. I'm going to have a door there and a door there, so to get to these offices, they're really going to have to barge through the main security area, which if they get that far, then good luck to them anyway. Fair play. Yes, security is there, solitary, and then holding cell, spare room. These 2 areas are common room, probably a little bit too large, but we can always do that and increase our solitary area depending on what you want to do, but you know, we shall see. I could actually probably get a little bit of a cell block in there, but I don't want to go for too many prisoners. We can get, hang on, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 20, 40, 60, 80 prisoners. 80 prisoners we're going to put to work. 20, 40, 50, probably 65, 70 of them. So most of them will be working. I'm not going to let them run the kitchen because I don't want them to have access to knives and such. So I think that is about that. So, comments in the comments, anything you want to suggest for changes-wise, if you want to say, actually, you should do this instead, I recommend you do this, etc. Any better ways of doing stuff, apart from delete the whole prison and start again. I'm not going to accept that as an answer, unfortunately, although I pretty much did in the previous alpha. I changed so much stuff in the Alpha 12 prison, it was unreal, even though it was not perfect at the end of it anyway. I think we're about done, yeah. So comments in the comments, and we shall go from there. So next episode will be making changes depending on your feedback, and starting construction. So, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.